Welcome back, everybody, to Sports by GSMC Podcast Network. I am your host, Jeremy Lapidus. If you are just tuning in, we just finished doing our MLB Power Rankings for the first quarter of the season. It's been 2 weeks since we last did that. Let me know what you think in the comments. We also talked about Caitlin Clark and her debut in the WNBA for the Indiana Fever. We talked about the two NBA games to start our show, the Knicks and the Nuggets both going up 3-2 in their series respectively. Let me know what you think of those in the comments as well. We're going to close out our show today talking a little football. The NFL schedule, or most of the NFL schedule, I should say, got released today. We should see everything by the end of the day today, but we're going to go through some of the big games, everything that we know so far, or some of the we're going to highlight some of the games so far, go over the international games, the holiday games, and some of the big primetime games that we do know. But before we get into that, remember, if you would like to be an even bigger part of the show than you already are, all you need to do is go to GSMCpodcast.net. Leave a tip or donation with a message in it. That message is going to pop up on the bottom of the screen for you, me, and everybody else around the world to see. Again, go to GSMCpodcast.net. If you have a burning question about sports, anything you would like me to talk about, I will give you an answer. Just remember, leave a donation, leave a comment, GSMCpodcast.net. Appreciate anything you do give. I appreciate you spending time on a beautiful Wednesday afternoon talking some sports with me. But like I was saying, we are going to get into our fifth and final segment for the day, which is going to be all about NFL schedule release. NFL has been releasing a leak for the last, I'd say, about 24 to 48 hours, so we know a good amount. We don't know the full schedule. All is supposed to be coming out by the end of the day today, so we should know the full schedule then. But we're gonna do a breakdown over some of the big games that have been announced already. Obviously, the first game that was announced was a Friday game in Brazil between the Packers and the Eagles. That's the first NFL game in South America. We know all of the international games. There's 5 of them. That Friday game, September 6th, to open up the season. Or I guess the second game of the season after the Chiefs, the season opener. The Kansas City Chiefs taking on the Ravens as a rematch of the AFC Championship game. That's the first game of the season on the Thursday, and then the next day, immediately, we go to Brazil for the Packers-Eagles, and the rest of the, international games have been announced. There's 5 of them, 3 of them in London, 1 of them in Munich, so 3 in England, 1 in Germany. 2 of them are at Tottenham, one's at Wembley. The Vikings play the Jets on October 6th. In Tottenham. Next week, the Bears and Jags go to Tottenham, and the Jags stay in London, move over to Wembley Stadium, and play the Patriots the next week, October 20th. The final international game takes place between the Panthers and the Giants on November 10th. None of these international games are particularly great. We could see a couple good ones between the Vikings, Jets, Bears, and Jags. I'm kind of high on the Bears. I want to see what Caleb Williams can do here. But the international games usually aren't the greatest. So we'll keep an eye on those. Those are the international games. We know a couple of the Week 1 games. Tom Brady is going to be in the broadcast booth for the Cowboys-Browns game in Week 1. Interesting to see how that'll go. I think it'll be good. You know, he knows a lot about football. He's pretty smart. He'll know what to talk about. I'm interested to see how he does in the broadcast booth. The first Monday night game is going to be interesting because we have Aaron Rodgers and the New York Jets once again opening up Monday night against the San Francisco 49ers. Obviously, last season, Aaron Rodgers, on the 4th play of the season on Monday Night Football, was out for the season with an Achilles tear. He gets to go up against the same guy that tackled him on that play. Leonard Floyd is now on the San Francisco 49ers. Cruel twist of fate here. It's not in MetLife, so it's not like a 1-for-1, but it'll be interesting to see how that goes. Obviously, that's a big storyline. Once again, kind of going back to that exact same situation that he did when he tore his ACL 4 plays into the season. as his first stint with the New York Jets. So we'll see how that goes. Getting into week 2. We know a couple week 2s. The first Thursday night football game that's on Amazon Prime is going to be between the Bills and the Dolphins. They had a bunch of really good battles last season, so that should be a lot of fun. And the Bengals are playing the Chiefs also in week 2. Now the holiday games. There's a couple different holidays. They've got Thanksgiving, Christmas, and Christmas was streamed on Netflix. I want to talk about that a little bit before we get too far, because that's an interesting choice. I know that the NFL is starting to switch more towards streaming. They had the Paramount Plus playoff games. They have their Amazon Prime Thursday night games, and now they have Netflix Christmas games, or not Paramount Plus, Peacock. What's it called? Peacock playoff games, and it kind of sucks. It kind of sucks that the NFL is making you pay for subscriptions to watch the games. And I know a lot of people hate this. There's ways around it. I'm sure there's ways around it. But watching these games, making them go to 3 different streaming services to get your NFL games kind of sucks. It really does. I don't want to sign up for streaming services to watch football. But that's besides the point. 2 games on Christmas. The Chiefs play the Steelers and the Ravens play the Texans. That Ravens-Texans game should be a lot of fun. The same 4 teams are going to be playing the previous Saturday, so they'll get some rest. They'll get about a week's rest, so it'll be normal since Christmas is on a Friday this year. And the Thanksgiving games, obviously we know the Cowboys and the Lions are going to play. The Cowboys are playing the Giants. They're hosting the Giants. The Dolphins are going to the Packers, and the Lions have not. We don't know who the Lions are playing yet, but Dolphins-Packers, that should be a lot of fun. Look out for more schedule drop. Lots of this stuff coming out. There should be some good stuff coming up soon. We'll do a full reaction. Who got the best schedule once all the teams are out. Take a look at some bye weeks and stuff. Who had the most favorable, the best matchups. But anyway, appreciate everybody so much for tuning in to today's episode of Sports by GSMC Podcast Network. I hope everybody has a great rest of your day. Hope everybody had a great beginning of your day. But I will see you same time, same place tomorrow here on Sports by GSMC Podcast Network. You have a good one. Bye-bye.